grr. I was like, how did I not have space? It just stopped recording. I didn't delete permanently after I deleted and cleared out. I was like, I cleared out so much shit. What the hell? I was making a good point about this cup of weird. This is gonna be the most cute thing that you've ever seen, but it's going to be real and genuine and awesome. So you got some, if you lack this energy in your life, it's coming towards you. Or even if you have it in your life, it's going to come towards you because they just have to express it to you. It's what's going to give him the foundation to start moving on and being able to not have this hot mess in their cup. And the next time they either talk to you or try to express their feelings for you, or now that they've done it once, it's easier to do for others that they end up realizing that they feel that way for. It's beautiful. It's the foundation of learning. Man, these cards are beautiful. There is only one card in this deck that actually freaks me out, and it's the Two of Cups, or I think it's Pentacles. It was the most seen card as I was shuffling them the first time. Also, I have a picture of the two things that showed up the first time I shuffled this deck. One was a reading about my old connection nonsense, and it was just like his most common 3 cards. And then I was just shuffling in the bed to continue like getting them stirred up before I went to sleep. And I was just like, I forgot what question I asked, but out plopped, out of a deck that just was brand new and being randomly shuffled, 7 of Cups, 7 of Wands, and 7 of Pentacles. Not the swords, though. And I was just like, 7, 7, 7. Interesting. I forgot what I asked, though. Apparently not important. And I won't be burdened by seeking and scrounging through my head about this little data. Man, I've grown so much out of my OCPD. So, in addition, maybe you're learning how to continue with a cup here, but something solid is happening, and it's going to be very lucrative as it should be, but not because you need. It's just because, well, we haven't all let go of money yet, but I think we're about to get forced. Not forced, it's just gonna, the climate's changing for it. The burdens of the past are being seen for the nonsense that holds us back. And we're all, as a collective consciousness, finding balance and harmony with that. And realizing that we gotta stop doing the same cycle of and over and over and over again. To only which calamity can reset us instead of just resetting every like 2 or 3 generations always. What was it at the end of Game of Thrones? Break the goddamn wheel. As Divine Empress, Divine Feminine energy comes out with their very intuitive alignment this current moment and expression. And they're going to rule as they always should have. But much like the degradation of Christianity, the degradation of the reverence of female was, I guess, necessary for survival, or they facilitate the room to grow for them to realize that, no, y'all are wrong, and we're going to step into our power and seize it and take it and show you what real taking over is. Like how males did it. It's just like, see that expressed in an integrous way, as I'm arguing that everything could be done in integrity. And Divine Feminine is going to show how that's a true statement. And I'm just radiating with a smile from ear to ear at that sheer possibility that is arising for everybody. a very beautiful behind closed door agreeance. Soul contract, 2 cups. A closed door of agreeance to feeling great. Boom. We'll end it with the sword of truth. Boom. And which is great because it ends with a 10 of pentacles. A new generation won't have to deal with those same burdens. Man, that's all I can see is just like, did an angel have a child? The possibility to? I don't know. That's beautiful. Sorry this got two-parted, but I don't know, there you go. We're learning about angels and filling out their energy. We have all these assumptions about everything, but I'm a person that doesn't like to assume. I shortcut naturally because I have a brain and it does those things. However, I don't take it to the bank until it's further researched. Because a lot of the times it's just programming and they're just grasping at straws or too lazy to actually do the research. Hell, I don't know. But personally myself, I rather know the actualness versus the relativistic quick answer. But what's alluring to me is not gonna always be alluring to others, so sometimes it may come off as dweeby, I guess, or what have you, but I worship truth and realness. I can't help it. Which is interesting. I can't help I didn't learn it, or it's just like innate to me-ness, which is interesting. Because most people are like taught, or like their faith is like taught to them. This is mine just as I'm like, I guess it sets my mind at ease. So, let's gather this up and we'll toss out a quick 3 card to just kind of summarize this energy, which is kind of nice, or summarize this energy. These cards are beautiful. Boom. Which makes me have a slight complaint about the bars ones. It's like they didn't have to be bright and colorful like this, but they could have been a little more shades of gray. Great laugh. Alright, let's sum it up with a 3 card, actually, from the orange deck. As I stop at 7 swords, it's just like, I like that dude. Oh, also, I've spotted the sun in this card, this deck, as it's popped up right there. It is beautiful. It's actually one of the darker cards of the deck too, but it is stunningly beautiful. I'll just state it as a beauty thing. We won't make it a part of the reading. Transcending OCPD-ness, which is the essence of pretty much 8 swords, but with everything. Something that we agreed to, I guess, behind closed doors, like the other one. See, it's kind of different shades of gray. I don't know. Very beautiful deck. It's much better than the... it's just like, how did we get better at drawing? It's like, it was just so rare. I don't know, maybe this is quality of stuff, but just like all the art from the past is, this is like Michelangelo, even Leonardo. He was more scientist, so I bet he was a better sculptor. Just like, I guess some people don't have art as a talent, but the drawings from like, I guess whoever made the like compendium, the overtly long-winded title of their book called Demons and How They Appeared and such. For example, no, I don't have any I got Glacia here. About the only thing they got with his energy is that shit-eating grin, that smirk. Which catches his humor as well. And then they just kind of like copied and paste Malphus there with like cameo. It's just kind of like, I mean, it's decent. Alright, drawings. I don't know. You see what I mean? It's just a like, we've always had the capability of doing this. It doesn't really take like better pencils to achieve. I don't know. I wonder what the hurdle was, or the jump of that was. It's like, to have produced this, you would have been like looked at as like a Michelangelo, and the Pope would have sought you out to do your chapel. I don't know why I made that point. I just thought it was interesting. These cards are beautiful. It's what the wind bag is saying, I guess. Boom. The Emperor. I like that. You're finding balance, and emperors are bossing up and finding their own balance. About damn time. Sure. I don't know. You got no room to say. Intuitive. Would literally see the bullshit unfolding in me. Yeah, Freudian slip. Unfolding before me. Knew that that's what they were doing, but still bullheaded enough to just be like, well, maybe they'll be different this time. Say, how many times did you roll your eyes at me? Alright, 3 wands jumps out. I won't even mention the once was that was there. At the ready. It's the energy to face anything. 0 fear. I get off that card. I'm ready for any fight. Because we are emotionally and empathetically, feelingly, real lovely, fulfilled with the 9 cups there. Ready to dive into what's new. I like that. Inspired cut. Andros shows up there to show player-like energy. Got a flaming sword in his gut, but he's still got something to deliver. A package to deliver there, my goodness. Someone was a fanboy. I didn't get that energy though off that card ever. All the once was. Andros though, very cool guy. Oh, look at that. See, yeah, Glacia. Smirking dude. Is very much. Because he's a freaking scientist. They draw them as a this jokester dog griffin. I love the tale of this though, for me personally. The look on their essence and feeling when they realized that once they chose and started aligning with integrity. Wow, you can literally see them. Do you not want me to tell this? Yeah, okay, thought so. Once they aligned with integrity, they could do the kinesiological test too. He literally disappeared for a week. The fucking week is gone. And he's like, bestie, always right there with me as I'm trudging through everybody. No, when he realized that he could realize truth about anything accurately, as if it was from the lips of the divine. Oh yeah, no, they just look at it, there's literally a tear in his eye. I like it when the cards are animated in perception. I don't know. Spiritual shit's weird, especially when you try to relate it to folks. You're just like, It goes to the essence of only you can know about it. Unless you're there and know it, you don't know it. So which makes it hard to relay. the knowingness of it. But we damn sure try. I love it. Thanks for everybody sitting through this prattle. However, burdened by other tasks that must be done, and it's created a more comfortable space in my home, as I confessed last evening post karaoke. It's nice to be back. Thank you. And for all those that stuck with me during my little micro hiatuses as I was going through trauma that I didn't want to dump onto y'all. So thank you for still being here. Let's all grow together. And see how it becomes. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. It's like relationships and like love has become so quaternary on the radar, omeganary. I am more excited to see like, wow. Again, a listener, follower asked what would help and assist me in feeling more complete. And I was just like, I just need a Susan, which is just like, I need an arm. I can do it all on my own. It's better shared and actually tends to be more accurate. I don't know. I got 20 years on this, so it's usually fairly accurate. But it helps like pinpoint better too. And you don't run into the weird attachment thing every now and then. So you can actually know. But yeah, any kind of like vested interest in it, yeah, no, you're never going to get an accurate answer at all. Can't have no vested interest in it. As long as that applies to pendulums as well. But it operates differently, because it operates off the energies of our ancestors, which is its only seeming downside. Downside of kinesiology, which I must make that video today, because y'all need to understand this if y'all haven't side researched it already. I just roll through the world like everybody should just know this. I've actually kicked my toe across a couple different people, and just out of nowhere they pull out the scale of consciousness and use it as like a reference tool. They don't use the logarithmic. Actually, no, he did. But man, it conveys so much energy. Like if I say 233, I know exactly what that feels and tastes like. It's a 10 with 233 zeros behind it. It has a very specific expression. It's kind of like the tarot cards and such, but less fluid, which is its downside. It is extremely accurate to what's held in mind tested. Well, what image of your mother were you holding in mind? That one from 1992? Which just takes years of practice and finesse and understanding how to use a tool that transcends one, the linear into the non-linear, and two, the idea that there's any separation or dualism in its rudimentary coming into knowing. A calibrated level of 605. I wonder if that percentage will rise, how many actually stay, versus going, yeah, I'm good. Once they hit what's classically called enlightenment. Most people are end up overwhelmed just by sainthood. 575. And to any that are out meditating and feel like that's what they have to do in order to attain that type of enlightenment, oh, I'm going to tell you in the shortcut just what I learned of that. To sit isolated by yourself and meditating, as beautiful as that is and the motivation behind it, ultimately it ends up being selfish. What? just, yeah, exactly. Everything gets weird. Anybody actually knew, they would never pursue it. They would run as fast as they can away from the even idea and concept of pursuing enlightenment, which is funny in itself because you can't pursue it. But in itself, innately, once you know, nothing else, like the Buddha said, will quench that thirst. And I guess that's why I innately just worship truth. Man, Five of Wands is even shown differently. Them not realizing they have it within themselves. Oh, wow. What a beautiful interpretation of that. I see all the up-grasping hands towards this entity that can just produce all this energy effortlessly. Why don't they realize they can too? Beautiful. My goodness, 21 minutes. Bless my heart. Bless y'all's heart if y'all sat through this. Anyway, these are timeless. They'll be useful. I think that's why I'm enjoying and allowing the energy to prattle on as much as it does, is because eventually I won't be here anymore. And just about every day I'd give anything to have good old Doc, to have just some random thing where he just sat and prattled on for an hour or so. He has a good bit of content, but it's not very much a lot out there, and I pretty much digested all 20 years ago. But man, to just have him sit there and just like shooting the shit about energy and high levels of awareness and concepts and knowingnesses. See, man. I've said it. I'd give anything for a spiritual mentor, like physically here. That would be my more request than having somebody to do kinesiology with. Someone just a mentor. I don't know. I decided recently to start engaging with just the older women again. They've always been my bestie friends. As weird as that is, here I'm like 22 or so, and my neighbor, my best friend, and who I would always just love to sit and chat with and would just go over there, was this, 65-year-old lady. And even in those instances, I was always teaching her. Man. Interesting. Life is interesting. The spiritual journey and path has been very interesting. And sometimes it just sucks for the human. But I'm treating my human good today. And I fed it. I actually fed it pretty good. I had the oddest, also, just random thought before I close out. I had the oddest craving for cottage cheese. I haven't had cottage cheese in probably about 12 years. I remembered it. Actually, I like it. It's good with blueberries and any kind of berry. But just in itself. And at first when I was discovering that I liked it, I was just all like, small curds. Turns out, if you end up liking cottage cheese, you probably will enjoy large curds. It's probably one of those like pulp versus non-pulp orange juice things. I'm pretty sure I can get everybody to convert on that. Wheel of Fortune converting Five of Wands energy. Because they're curious and have no fear. And when you're curious and have no fear, mercilessly wreck through all that held you back before. but with integrity and a thirst to learn more, and being very hyper, get every bit of detail because, well, I can, and well, I got eternity. Just again, hiccuping on his face as the world shows up again. Look at that. Also, another beautiful card. Gussian, thank you for keeping things weird and helping me stay out of my head. So, yeah, well, there's your hour there again. Right there, I paid it forward. My very want and desire of having Mr. Hawkins, David R., give me a random hour of just extra prattling and shooting the shit with. Whenever it's found for whomever was feeling like that, like I just did 10, 15 years from now. What a fascinating thought. That's okay. How would you like to spend the last year? Seeing the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in any of my conscious knowing. A sweeping 100%. A sweeping 100% of those that didn't go to the once was, which is a list of very small, that not only grew and chose different, but all eventually got to that threshold of where your muscles go weak or they go strong between pride and courage. Yeah, I need to make that lecture. Also pull down the map of consciousness so it's a little more displayed for y'all. When I first started the channel, I had it off to the side so I could reference it a bit. I'll kick that back up again. It's just my thermometer. It's like if I said 78 degrees, you know what's about that feels like. When I say 200, you'll know what that just kind of feels like. Just in a nutshell, synopsis. Because I'm probably going to be a windbag on that one too. So, windbag as I am, I'm going to cease that up. And I'm going to dive into our focuses for the day. Past that. No, I'll do the 12 zodiac. That's what it is. Oh, and then another Kabbalah tree. I like that reading. So, thanks for hanging out with me. If you like, help me grow and spread and share my prattling to those that need the prattle. Y'all are loved. And if you ever find yourself in a dark space, Q's got you.